Morning.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, let me get that. Our speaker for this morning will be continuing the discussion on the vital topic of goals, goal setting, and achievement. Building on the insights shared in the previous speech, Jack brings unique perspective and additional expertise to the stage. With a passion for helping others achieve their goals, Jack is here to offer practical advice and real-world strategies for success in any endeavor. So let's tune in and listen to Jack as he shares his insight on the importance of goal setting and achievement. Jack.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. How is everybody doing this morning?
Great.
Good. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm going to continue my talk on goals, goal setting, and goal achieving, which is near and dear to my heart. And last time I spoke about 5 major steps to take for setting goals. Today, I'm going to use Brian Tracy's 14th step goal setting guide and go through it to give you a little bit better idea of how the goal setting process works. I'm sure most of you know about it, but after I discuss Brian Tracy's, I'll talk about my take on goal setting and goal achieving. With that said, who here in this group currently, not in the past, currently has a goal and is working diligently to achieve that goal? Raise your hand. Wonderful. So if we're going to get started, if you're ready, say I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Ready.
The goal setting guide starts with how to get everything you want faster than you ever thought possible. And he starts with saying success is goals and all else is commentary. This is a great discovery throughout all of human history. Your life only begins to become a great life when you clearly identify what it is that you want, make a plan to achieve it, and then work on that plan every single day. There is a quote from Napoleon Hill that says the primary reason for failure is that people do not develop new plans to replace plans that didn't work. The 3 turning points in Brian Tracy, and the reason I keep repeating him is so important because he sets precedence on this matter above all everybody else. The first discovery is that you are responsible for your life and for everything that happens to you. And then the second reason, or the second turning point, is that you can learn anything that you need to learn in order to accomplish your goal for yourself. Now, the goal setting process starts this way. First, and I hope you guys brought your notebooks to take good notes. First is to decide exactly what you want in every key area of your life. And some of those are income. How much do you want to earn this year, next year, 5 years from now? Family, what kind of a lifestyle do you want to create for yourself and your family? Health, how would your health be different if it was perfect in every way? Net worth, how much do you want to save and accumulate in the course of your working lifetime? Now, the second one is write it down. Your goals must be in writing. And this is so important because it's good to have it in your mind, but it's something else to bring it on a piece of paper, because you're really bringing it from your mind, your subconscious mind, into reality, into physical reality once you write it down. So you need to be clear what you want. Your goal must be specific, detailed, and measurable. Number 3 is set a deadline. Goals without the deadlines are not really goals, they're just a wish list. Your subconscious mind uses deadlines as a forcing system to drive you consciously and unconsciously to achieve your goals on schedule. If your goal is big enough, set sub deadlines. If you want to achieve financial independence, you may set a 10-year, 20-year goal and then break it down year by year so that you know how much you have to save and invest each year. If for some reason you don't achieve your goal by the deadline, simply set a new deadline. There are no unreasonable deadlines or unreasonable goals, only unreasonable deadlines. Number 4, identify obstacles that you will have to overcome to achieve your goal. Why aren't you already at your goal? The theory of constraints says that there is always one limiting factor or constraint that sets the speed at which you achieve your goal. What is it for you? The 80-20 rule. Now, the 80-20 rule, I suggest that everybody gets the book and read it. It's really good, and it will help you in your personal life and your business life and your career life. Or the Pareto principle is written by Pareto. It's really important if you haven't read it already. The 80-20 rule applies to constraints. Fully 80% of the reasons that are holding you back from achieving your goal are inside yourself. They are the lack of a skill, maybe a quality of a body of knowledge. Only 20% of the reasons you are not achieving your goal are on the outside. So always start with yourself. Number 5, identify the knowledge, information, and skill you need to achieve your goal. Especially identify the skills that you will have to develop to be in the top 10% of your field. One of the greatest discovery by Brian Tracy is that your weakest key skill sets, your weakest key skill sets the height of your income and your success. You can make more progress by going to work on the one skill that is holding you back more than any other. What one skill? If you developed it and did it in an excellent fashion, would have the greatest positive impact in your life. Number 6, identify the people whose help and cooperation you will require to achieve your goal. Number 7, make a list of everything you will have to do to achieve your goal. Combine the obstacles that you will have to overcome, the knowledge and skills you will have to develop, and the people whose cooperation you will require. List every single step that you can think of that you will have to follow to ultimately achieve your goal. Number 8, organize your list into a plan. You organize this list by arranging the steps that you have identified by sequence and priority. Sequence, what do you have to do before you do something else, and in what order? Priority, what is more important and what is less important? Now the 80-20 rule again applies here, and it says that 80% of the results or your results will come from 20% of your activities. And the reverse of that is the 20-80 rule that says that the first 20% of time that you spend planning your goal and organizing your plan will be worth 80% of the time and effort required to achieve the goal. So planning is very important. Number 9, make a plan, organize your list into a series of steps from the beginning all the way through to the completion of your goal. Number 10, select your number one most important task for each day and start with that. Number 11, develop the habit of self-discipline. Once you have decided your most important task, resolve to concentrate single-mindedly on that one task until it is 100% complete. Number 12, practice visualization on your goal. Now, visualization and imagination, it has its own speech, and it's very important. But here it says create clear, vivid, exciting, emotional pictures of your goal as if they were already a reality. Number 13, goal setting exercise. Take a clean sheet of paper and write the word goals at the top of the page along with today's date. Discipline yourself to write out at least 10 goals that you would like to accomplish in the next year or in the foreseeable future. Begin each goal with the word I. Only use the word I, follow the word I with an action verb that acts as a command for your conscious mind to your subconscious mind. For example, I earned this number of dollars by the end of this year. Number 14, decide upon your major definite purpose and take every step, every action, and get to work, make a plan, work that plan every day. So that was number 14. And with that said, I'm going to take a quick quiz right now, and that is why the goal setters took a ladder to the beach. Because they wanted to achieve new heights. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit twist of my own thinking about goals and goal setting that might be a little bit counterintuitive to what we just discussed. I think goals are important, but what's more important is the process that you go through, which I call it the process of becoming. For example, what do I mean by that? Let's say you want to set a goal to write a book. I think the goal should not be to write a book. The goal should be to become a writer. Because if you set a goal to write a book, and you write that book and it's a flop, then you get discouraged and you put it on the side. But if you become a writer, then if your first book is a flop, then you are just a writer and you continue to write books. Another example is if you want to set a goal to run a marathon, the goal shouldn't be to run a marathon. The goal should be to become a runner, because then you can run a lot of marathons. Actually, NASA found this out with the early astronauts. What happened was their major goal was to set foot on the moon. And after they did that and they came back, they had nothing else to look forward. So they fell into depression. So what they did was they set higher goals or other goals that when they get back to Earth, then they would look forward to those things. Now, in conclusion of my talks, resolve in advance that no matter what happens, you will never give up. Persistent is self-discipline in action. Each time you persist and overcome the inevitable failures and disappointment you experience, you become stronger, better, you develop stronger and deeper character, you increase your self-esteem and self-confidence. And you know, on the path or on the journey to achieving your goals, life is going to knock you down. And Les Brown says it best: that if life knocks you down, make sure you fall on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. So work on your goals, make a plan, take consistent action, become unstoppable. And if you do that, I promise the sky is no longer the limit. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.